You know, I say this every year.
Wow.
But this is the year. This is the year.
Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to the special edition of LiNK On, your number one show about living and working in Japan with LiNK Japan Careers. And I'm your host, Brian.
And I'm Michelle.
I'm still Reese.
So, welcome to 2020.
2020.
Yay!
Hey.
How was your new year? Did you have a good new year?
Did you?
Honestly, this is still 2019 now when we're filming this, so we don't know how our New Year's is going to be yet. But I'm planning on relaxing at home and not doing much.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I hope you do something that you enjoy as well.
That's a very good way of putting it.
So, our first topic today is, what is it, New Year's resolution?
Let's talk
Yes.
New Year's resolutions.
New Year's resolutions,
Yes.
okay, so.
All right, I'll start.
You're starting, yeah?
Yeah. So, you know, New Year's resolution, it's a thing all over the world. It's definitely a thing here in Japan. Everyone gets very excited about it around the New Year. They often will visit shrines to sort of get like little mementos or little charms that are going to help them achieve a particular thing. Maybe it's getting to the university they want, a higher career option. Lots of that stuff happening here. For me personally, there's two things I'm going to work on. One is getting my Japanese higher. I took the N1 in December. Not sure how I went, but I feel even if I passed it, it was a bit of a fluke. So I'm going to work really hard to make sure I ace that test again more confidently. And this year, I'm going to get a six-pack. You know, I say this every year.
Wow.
But this is the year. This is the year. 2020
Right.
is the year of the six-pack.
Right.
Michelle, what about yourself?
I guess the number one New Year's resolution for me, what can I speak? The number one for me would be definitely to work on my Japanese. I know that I have a weakness of always saying, new year, new me, I'm going to do this, and then it never gets done. But I seriously want to work on my Japanese as well this year and at least get it to a level where I can go anywhere and basically communicate my way through anything. Because at the moment, like, I usually just freeze up if I go to the post office and I'm not able to really explain what I want. So it's really my goal to at least be at intermediate N3 level by the end of the year. And yeah, that would be my main one, I guess. Yeah.
That's a good one. Japanese.
That's a good one, yeah.
Important.
You just need to study hard.
I will.
And study harder.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, that's the thing. And always be getting input and always giving output. You know?
That's true.
Listening and speaking.
That's
Right.
true. Because like I find like my listening is way better than my speaking. So that's why I'm not really confident to even try sometimes. Even if I know what to say, but I just feel like I'm not so confident. So I guess I have to try to listen more as well as output more as well. Because the more you speak, the better you get, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
The better you're going to be.
Yeah.
I think too, like Japanese, especially, you know, all languages are a little bit like this, but especially Japanese, it's very much like it's really like a two-person language. Don't you think, Brian? Like, you know, at least as a native English speaker, I think when I'm talking, I'm thinking, well, this is what I want to say. But Japanese, at least for me, has always been a bit more like, well, you say something and then you say something to elicit a response out of them, and they say something to elicit a response out of you. It's like, you know, like make you a sandwich.
It's a high context language, so the context between the two parties in the communication is very important.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you are eliciting a bit of their knowledge out of it in order to react.
Right.
That's very true.
It's an interesting language, guys. You should study it.
Very interesting language.
It is.
Brian, what about yourself?
Well, you know, the last 2 years I've been, working really hard to get my weight down.
Good.
And
Yeah,
I'm in the final part here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, you are.
you know, I'm going for 110 kilos.
Yeah, man, you can do it.
And, you know, I'm 10 kilos up from that.
Yeah.
Right now I'm going for 110 kilos.
Oh,
That's
that's
it.
good.
And I'm going to be deciding what color my beard will be. And so if you have
Comments? Yeah.
if you have a particular request, or suggestion, you can leave it in the comments,
Yeah.
and I'll look at it, and maybe I'll pick yours.
Might
Pick your
seriously
suggestion. Yeah, next year in 2020, you'll see maybe a different color.
Mm.
Right? And so that's it for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, all right. Well, let's move on. Let's move on to Michelle's corner, because we don't actually know what the news is. So
We don't know the news in the future, right? We don't. If we knew the news in the future, we'd be rich.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So today I just wanted to encourage candidates or people who are trying to move to Japan or get a job here in Japan. So what I would want to say to you is nothing good in life comes easy. So I know some people are so frustrated with getting rejections after rejections after rejections. But what I would say to you is you cannot give up, and you have to keep on trying. So even for me, when I moved to Japan, I had probably applied to thousands of jobs and I didn't make it. I got rejections, and I do understand at the moment it really hurts and it's so discouraging, especially if you've had like a glimmer of hope and it's like you went to an interview and things were looking good, and then you receive an email saying that sorry, you didn't make it again. So it can be quite disheartening, I'm not gonna lie, but what I would say to you is if you don't give up, eventually something will work out for you. And even for people living in Japan right now, because I know some people probably are looking to switch careers and they've been applying to thousands and thousands and thousands of jobs, but nothing seems to work out. So again, I just want to say don't give up. Because I also worked as an English teacher for about 2 years, and I spent quite a number of months trying to switch careers as well, because I wanted to do something related to my background, which was marketing, and I sent thousands again of applications and I didn't hear back from any of them. But eventually I landed up here at LJC and I'm very happy. So I would just want to say use these New Year's holidays to just sort of recuperate and encourage yourself that 2020 is going to be your year and you can do it. So yeah, and I always encourage the same to my candidates, because I've had candidates who've been rejected to a number of positions, but eventually we're able to get them placed. So I always told them the same thing, that don't give up. I mean, rejection hurts. It really does hurt. So I do understand. What's
even worse than rejection is where you don't even get a reply.
Oh my gosh, that's the worst. And that's kind of like the norm in Japan, because like I said, even when I applied to, when I was still in Zimbabwe and I was applying to jobs, like for example in the UK, they definitely let you know that sorry, you have not been successful, or rather your qualifications or skills kind of don't match what we're looking for. So you do know that you're not successful. But you find that here in Japan, it's so common for either the companies or the agencies not to even contact you at all, and you just literally don't hear back from anybody. So it can be really disheartening. And I do speak to candidates every single day that always say, I've applied to thousands of jobs, I didn't hear back from any of them, like nothing at all. So that's also the good thing about LiNK Japan Careers, that even if you're not successful, we definitely will let you know that sorry, this time you're not successful, and then work with you and coach you and support you and try and help you with those weak areas that we think need a little bit of work on, and ensure that eventually you're able to get that career opportunity that you really are looking for. So I just wanted to talk to someone and say, don't ever give up. It's hard, rejection hurts, disheartening, but eventually something will work out for you. So that's what I had for you.
No, that's very true. That's very true. When I was coming, trying to get out of teaching, I sent out 43 resumes, 43 applications to different places, and probably got ignored by 35 of them. And got a couple of rejections, got a couple of not so good replies, and one really good looking reply that I went and interviewed for, and it looked too good, and then another one after that, and turns out that the second one after was here. Right. And that other place that looked really good is now out of business. So don't be afraid to go with your gut feeling and choose what you think is the better deal, right?
Yeah.
Even if a place looks really, really good on paper and they offer you, you know, fabulous riches.
Yeah.
Cave of Wonders.
Yes, actually, yes, they put a chest of gold in front of you. It might not glitter so much, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Because usually, like I always say to candidates as well, like sometimes you have to look at the fine print and look long term, as in, for example, a company might say, we want to offer you a salary of 3,000, but it's like a 3-month contract, and then we can reconsider renewing your contract. And then there's another job that's offering you maybe like 240, like 2,400 a month, and then it's like a yearly contract with definite possibility of renewal.
Sure.
Like what do I want to say? Sorry, you have to look at the
You have to look at the priorities.
Exactly. So,
what are your priorities?
Right. So even if this one is paying you so much right now, but it's only a 3-month contract and there's no guarantee that you're going to get a new contract. So yeah, like Brian is saying, don't just look at the short term and don't just get attracted by what seems to be glittering so much, because that might not be sustainable in the long run. So you need to consider that as well when you're looking to switch careers.
I mean, the place that was offering me more money, a lot more money, they had very, very hard work schedules. Right?
That's the other thing as well.
And very, very few holidays, right? And so I was looking, and when I looked at the place I eventually chose, which led me to coming to here, there was less money every month, but there were regular holidays and more holidays in a year. So it turns out that if I had gone to the place with more money and less holidays, I would have been working 13 months.
Yeah, right.
Which is insane.
Right? Compared to the company I went with, where I just worked 12 months and got 12 months and had more holidays. So you have to think, what's the work-life balance that you want to have, right?
Exactly.
And how do you what value do you place on these different things that are going to be in the mix?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, sorry, Michelle, guys. We need to move on because we need to wrap this up before we get kicked out of the room. So let's move on to our job listings. For the sake of time.
Right.
Yes.
You can find our job listings at linkjapancareers.net.
Yes.
Right. So I can tell you even right now the jobs that we're going to have in 2020. In the future, I'm looking into the future. My crystal ball here. Right. We're going to have Interac jobs.
Oh!
Lots and lots of Interac jobs, right?
Oh.
You want to go be an ALT somewhere, we got an Interac job there, right?
Yeah.
North Japan, Kanto region, Central region, Nagoya, Osaka, West Japan, Fukuoka, Hiroshima, Okayama, all over the place.
They want to hear from you.
We want to hear from you, right? I know you're tired of being where you are. You want to move somewhere else, right? So just apply. And we've got hotel jobs, tons of hotel jobs. Small hotels, big hotels, international hotels, famous hotels, Japanese traditional hotels. Some hotels where you can be on a management track to becoming a manager in 18 months. And some of our people were successful at that. You can get in there and go as high as you want to go. Education jobs, preschools, international preschool teachers. We have Yarki Switch in Nagano Prefecture, very good school there. We have other jobs, secretarial job at a prestigious law firm in Shinjuku. Also another job there, business development, the same law firm. HR, we have development engineers, IT, facilities manager, marketing, development engineer here, metal worker, welder, right? IT consultant, engineer, Okinawa, area specialist at Okinawa, assistant hotel manager. And if you don't know what you want, go to our page, linkjapancareers.net, and hit the register button. It's up at the top. It's up at the top right. Hit the register button. register your details on our site, and we'll find you the job. And when we find the job that's good for you, we'll send you an email, we'll call you up and say, hey, what do you think about this job?
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good segue, Brian, saying, moving forward, guys, there's going to be a lot more of that. There's going to be a lot more of, we want to hear from you, and we want to find the right match for you. So there's going to be a lot more of, well, what jobs do you want? Let us find it.
What do you want? Let us know what you want, what kind of job you want, and we'll find it for you.
Yep.
Right?
That's
okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we got, and welcome to 2020.
Woo!
Welcome to 2020, and hope that you have had a very safe and healthy and prosperous new year, and all the best in 2020. We're looking forward to working with you. Come visit our site, linkjapancareers.net. See us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and LinkedIn.
Yes.
See you guys.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Yay. Woo.